And we're live. Just putting together a few essential oils that I'm going to be talking about today. I was running a little behind because I ran out to get some stuff done for an event that's happening tomorrow. But I'm here. All right, so we're going to talk about making a protective essential oil blend today. And I'm going to show you a few ways in which you can work with this particular essential oil blend. And I'm also going to give you a couple places that you can go and you can find it for yourself. I think my head is being cut off. Let me just adjust that real quickly. I think that's better. All right, so we're going to be talking about Thieves Blend. Let me hide that. Okay, there we go. All right, we're going to be talking about Thieves Blend, or the Four Thieves oil is one way that you might see it when you do your research as well. But other people who've created their version of this blend have their own name for it as well. But I'm going to tell you the essential oils that are in here and give you a recipe that you can for yourself. And I'm also going to give you different ways that you can use it. And if you don't have the essential oils, I'm going to tell you how you can use the spice version of it to create like a spray, which will be just as effective. It just won't be in the essential oil blend, and it won't be as potent as the essential oils, because remember, the essential oils are extremely, what do you, there are lots, like 1 drop of a peppermint, the peppermint essential oil is equivalent to like 12 cups of peppermint, right? So you know that it's extremely rated. That's the word that I'm looking for. So the oil that we're going to be talking about today is the Thieves Essential Oil Blend. And there's a really interesting story that goes along with the Thieves Essential Oil Blend that I wanted to share with you before we jumped into, you know, how you make it. Back in 1413, or around that time when France was being devastated by the bubonic plague, or the Black Plague, when most of France had been, you know, devastated by it, and pretty much if you ended up with the illness, the bubonic plague, or the Black Plague as it's also known, you were going to die. That's how it worked. But there were these 4 guys who were arrested for basically stealing from the people who were sick and those who were dead. But what intrigued the judge when they were brought to trial was the fact that they weren't getting sick, because they were around people who were sick, and they were, you know, stealing from people dead as well, and they had died from the plague, obviously. But these 4 thieves weren't getting sick, and this intrigued the judge. And around that time, for the crime that they were committing of theft, the sentence was to be burned alive. But the judge was so intrigued that he told them, said, well, you know, give us your secret and we won't burn you, right? So they gave up the secret, and they explained, you know, that there were these particular essential oils that they had been working with. Well, the 4 thieves happened to be spice merchants, and a couple of them were perfumers. So they knew the benefits of the particular oils that they used for this blend. And they knew that by using them, they're going to, you know, contact any kind of illness. And they explained to the judge that they applied the oil around their behind their ears, around their temples, and whatever they had covering up their mouth, they would rub the oil over the mask as well. And I think they also applied it to the back of their neck as well as to their hands. But they gave specific instructions to this judge of where to apply this oil. And they explained that the oil that they were using were things like clove and cinnamon, which are very antiseptic, antibacterial, antiviral oils, right? So, true to his word, the judge decided that he was not going to burn them alive once the secret had been revealed, but instead they were hung. So now that the secret had been out, and all of the different oils that had been worked with by these four thieves had been, given up, doctors then soon after started to work with this particular blend and started to help the people who had contracted it, or basically to protect themselves from catching it when they were working with the people who were ill, but to also help the other people who were still there to kind of overcome whatever illness they might have, right? But the doctors wore a mask, because remember the four thieves, they wore a mask as well. So the doctors took their advice and they designed a mask that looked almost like a duck's bill. And that is where doctors to this day get the nickname, when we say it, and I'm not really saying it right now, but you've heard the term that doctors are quack. Well, it came about of back in the 1400s when the doctors started working with the thieves essential oil blend, and they started to wear a mask that looked like a duck. So that nickname kind of traveled down throughout the centuries, and that's where we get the term, doctors are quack from. But that's the story of the four thieves essential oil blend that we're going to be talking about today. That's where, it's been, since the 1400s, and the ingredients really haven't changed much. We still use the same, I think there's 5 oils in there, but I'm going to give you ideas on other oils that you can also add to make this blend your personal own. And it's kind of kicking up a notch, because it's in it by itself. The Thieves Essential Oil Blend is very powerful, but there are other essential oils that you can add into it to make it, even more powerful. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. And that's the story behind the Four Thieves oil. Now, when you go online, you'll find different references or different names. You find it called Thieves oil. You'll find it called Four Thieves oil. You'll also find it by, there's another company called BioNaturals. They have one called Bandits. And it's the same ingredients. The ingredients for the Thieves oil are clove, lemon, cinnamon, eucalyptus, and rosemary. That's the original 5 oils for the Thieves oil back from the 1400s. Those are the original ones. And even today, those are still the same oils that are used. But I'm going to give you a few additional ones that you can add in to make this your own. All right, so if you look up BioNaturals, they have an oil blend. It's virtually the same thing as the Thieves, but theirs is called Bandits. You can also find it called Protective Oil Blend, and doTERRA and Young Living, they also have a version of the Thieves oil, but I think they stuck to the original blend: clove, lemon, cinnamon, eucalyptus, and rosemary. So you can find this online, so you don't necessarily have to go and make it yourself. But if you do have these essential oils in your possession, then certainly make it yourself. It's very easy to do. All right, so I'm going to give you a recipe this is also found online. You can add more or less, and I'm going to also give you a few different essential oils that you can add in to make it even more potent. So the blend is 40 drops of clove essential oil, 35 drops of lemon essential oil, 20 drops of cinnamon, 15 of eucalyptus, and 10 of rosemary. That's one of the blends that was found on the internet. Now, there are several other blends. You can make more or less. You can, if you decide that you want a little bit more cinnamon, then you can add a little bit more cinnamon. Play around with it till you find the aroma that you prefer. Now, you can make it your own by adding other oils like tea tree. We know that tea tree is extremely antibacterial. You can add oils like oregano. I spoke about that a few days ago. It's a very powerful oil. Thyme oil, sage. You can also add lavender and hyssop, even bay and pine. So those are just a couple other essential oils that you can add into your particular blend to make it your own. I'm going to give you a few ways that you can work with the blend once you have it made or once you've bought the particular blend. And I'll also show you how you can make like an antiseptic spray using the spice version of these oils. So I'm also going to share with you a blend that I made personally that includes the thieves oil, because I've added a few other things to it. So one of the ways that you can work with the thieves oil is by making, a cleaning spray. So by taking a few drops, maybe 4 or 5 drops per ounce, and adding it into a spray bottle with some white vinegar water and a few drops of your favorite dish soap, and just shake that up really well so that the essential oils get dispersed. And then you can use that as a cleaning spray on your tabletops, wherever you need to do some cleaning, in the bathroom, wherever. So that's a simple way of making a protective cleaning spray using the thieves oil. White vinegar, water, a few drops of dish soap, and then you put that into a spray bottle, and you add maybe 4 or 5 drops to every ounce of the solution, and shake that up really well and use it as a cleaning spray. You can also add a few drops of the thieves blend. Once you have it, then you can also add that to your hand soap. So if you have a hand soap in the bathroom or by your kitchen sink, you can simply just add 4 or 5 drops. Again, this is 8 ounces, so about 30 to 40 drops of the thieves blend into your hand soap. Shake it up really well to get it dispersed, and then you have, whenever you go and wash your hands, you get that protection there as well. And the beauty of these essential oils, they're antiseptic, they're antibacterial, antiparasitic, all of those. And that's the reason why these 4 thieves back in the 1400s chose these particular oils to make the solution to keep them from getting sick, is because of all of these properties. Right, so you can add a few drops to your hand soap. Just make sure you shake it really well so that the oil disperses evenly throughout it. Another thing that you can do is, we grab it here, is to add a few drops to your lotion. If you have a favorite lotion that you work with, then just add a few drops into your lotion. Where for every ounce, I would add in maybe 3 or 4 drops, and just make sure you stir it up really well, or you shake it up really well. And each time you put your lotion on, then you're also protecting yourself. So we got the lotion. Let me see if I'm missing anything. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you the one blend that I use all the time. And this is the one that I put into my lotion and my hand soap. And this one has the thieves blend in there, but it also has hyssop, and I have balsam fir, oregano, and a few other things. This is like my secret blend right here. So I use this quite a bit. I may always have a big bottle of it. And I add that into, and sometimes let me just show you, I just take a few drops and I just put it into my hand, and I just rub, and it smells really good. And then I'll take it and just kind of rub along my neck, back of my neck, and my ears, and it smells really, really good. Because I already have a carrier oil. I have a carrier oil in here, but I can also add it to my lotion. So whenever I put the lotion on my body, then of course I'm also adding that protection, and I have it in my hand soap as well. So whenever I wash my hands, I'm also getting that protection. And these are all natural, which is what I really love about it. All right, so let's just say that you don't have any of the essential oils, but you do have all of these spices sitting in your cabinet, right? Most of you will probably have these spices sitting in there. You have cinnamon. Let me just grab a stick. So grab a cinnamon stick. Chances are you have some rosemary. You may have some anise. Now this is not from the original blend, but anise is certainly a very, very powerful herb in itself. So we have anise. You have allspice. I think that's the allspice I just picked up. And then I have cloves. And we have black pepper. So these are all antiseptic, antibacterial, antiviral, antiparasitic. So if you do not have the essential oils that I mentioned, which are clove, lemon, cinnamon, eucalyptus, and rosemary, you can certainly make a protective spray using just the herbs that you might have or the spices you have in your cabinet, in your spice cabinet, right? And all you do is you decide how much you want to add to your pot of water. I would make maybe 2 to 3 cups of water. Add in 3 or 4 of the anise stars. Then I would add in 1 or 2 peppermint sticks in there. Drop in, put in a few of the black peppercorns. Add in a few of your clove. And also a few of the allspice. And then if you have lemon, maybe if you have some lemon juice, I would put lemon juice in afterwards, after it's all you've cooked down the other stuff. I would add in a little bit of lemon juice, or if you have lemon peel, then take some lemon peel and also add to that mixture. Bring it to a boil, put the cover on, turn it down really low, and just let it simmer for about 15-20 minutes. Let that cool down, and you have yourself an antiseptic spray. It's not as potent as the essential oils, because remember, 1 drop of essential oil is equivalent, like for example, peppermint. 1 drop of peppermint essential oil is like about 12 cups of peppermint tea. So the essential oils are certainly much more concentrated, but you can also make the spray using your spices. Another thing that you can do is you can make infused olive oil, and some people use the essential oils. Now, if you are going to use essential oils, I would definitely make sure you're getting them from a reputable source, to make sure that cut with other stuff that's not going to be for you. Okay, there are you want to get the pure essential oils, and some companies to shortcut you on the essential oils by selling you one that's already in a carrier oil, and you might not be aware of it. So places like doTERRA, Young Living, you pay a little bit extra for them, but those companies, I know the essential oils that you get from them are extremely good. It's a very highly reputable source. You can also check out Eden's Garden, and just make sure whenever you're sourcing your essential oils that you read carefully to make sure that they're not already thinned out with a carrier oil, if you're going to be using them in any kind of cooking or to make things that you're going to be eating. So I normally don't recommend ingesting essential oils, but there are things, something like making an infused oil, you're not going to be adding a ton of the drops to it. So if you're if you're making an infused olive oil, you can add things in there like oregano. You can add in a couple sprigs of rosemary, some bay leaves. You can add in thyme. You can add in some sage leaves, even bay leaves. Don't, you're not going to be eating the bay leaves, but if you cook with bay leaves, bay leaves just smell amazing. So you can add in some bay. Do not add anything that you would not normally eat. So if you would normally eat pine leaves, you're not going to put pine leaves into your oregano oil. So the infused oregano, into your infused olive oil. So your infused olive oil you can use as a massage oil, and you can also cook with it. You can use it as a dipping sauce, that sort of thing. So I was trying to give you different ways that you can work with the thieves oil. The thieves oil has all 5 of them eucalyptus and rosemary. If you're putting your thieves oil blend, you definitely want to make sure that this is, if you're using it on your skin, you want to make sure that you do have it in a carrier oil. Cinnamon, very, very strong, so the clove. So you want to make sure that you do add it into a carrier oil, or you put it into something like I mentioned before, with the lotion, or if you're using it at the sink, you have it in a soap form. Okay, so I think that covers it. I did mention rosemary is another one that you can add into your infused olive oil. So if you have any questions about what I've mentioned, I know it seems like a lot, but it's just all based on one thing, and that's the thieves oil. This is going to be recorded, so it's going to be there for replay, so you can always go back and you can watch. And what I'm going to do is at the end of the live, I will post the recipe for your homemade thieves oil that you can make yourself, and I'll also put the other essentials that I recommended that you can add in to kind of make it your own, because there are quite a few others. Let me make sure I haven't forgotten anything. One more thing, for your infused olive oil, like I said, do not add anything that you would not normally eat. So all of the ones from the original thieves blend are edible. You can also add in things like rosemary. Well, no, rosemary is in there. You can add in basil, oregano, thyme, black pepper, dill, lemongrass, marjoram, and you can also add in garlic. You know that garlic is very, very powerful and is really good for the immune system. You can also add in, I think I mentioned bay leaves as well. Now with your infused olive oil, you want to let that sit for about 2 weeks to really get your olive oil infused with all of the benefits of those herbs. Okay, that's the only drawback with the infused oil. Unless you add a few drops of essential oils already, then it usually doesn't take that long. But I would still let your olive oil infuse for a couple of weeks before you start to use it, either as a massage oil, or you can use it to cook, and you can certainly use it as a dipping sauce. And I believe that is it. That was all about thieves oil. If you have any recommendations on any particular blends that you might, or essential oils you might want to hear me talk about, please let me know. Where's the I mentioned this is one that I work with on a pretty much daily basis. When you get when you start to work with this regularly, your immune system will build gradually, and you'll find that you may not necessarily have to work with it every single day. This is one that has the thieves oil, but I also have some other essential oils in here. And there's one of the essential oils is hyssop, and if you're familiar with the Bible, you know that hyssop is mentioned in the Bible quite a few times. There is also a blend in the Bible that I think I will talk about on one of these lives. I've created that, and I typically use it as a spray. So if I have to rent a car, I would take it with me. I would spray it throughout the car. I would wipe down everywhere inside the car. And it's a very, very protective spray. It is actually mentioned in the Bible as an oil that was used by the, people who are higher up in church, because they were it was they were told to create this oil as a way to protect themselves, because they would go into places where there were people that had leprosy or other illnesses. So this particular oil was supposed to protect them. So I recreated that oil from the Bible, and I will talk about that either next week or the week after. But if you have any other suggestions that you want me to talk about, please let me know in the comment section, either on the YouTube or on Facebook. You can also direct me and let me know about any particular oils that you'd like for me to discuss. All right. Thank you so much for spending these few minutes with me. And I look forward to seeing you on Tuesday for tea time.